Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Alex, and welcome back to the Puck Love channel. It's been a while. I don't have to say that anymore, do I? Well, that was a reflex. It has not been a while. It's been since yesterday. Let's talk a lot. Oh, I'm wearing the same shirt. No, oh well. Let's talk about NHL 14. Was it really a good game? So before we jump into the rest of this video, I just want to say thank you for the support in the last video. It's been a while since I made a video, and I wasn't really sure how it would turn out, but it's turned out pretty good, and I'm very happy about that. So thanks for all the support. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below. Were you an NHL 14 fan? Do you still think it's one of the best games that was ever released? But let's talk about it because I'm about to make you guys very, very sad. No, maybe not. Maybe not. That's not true. NHL 14 was a great game. It had a lot of really great features. I had the pleasure of plugging into my PS3, plugging in, all these extra things to make it work. Anyways, the point is my PS3 is very old, and the point is the game ran, and I was able to play it with ease, sort of. NHL 14 is one of those games that you launch and you go, wow, it has a lot of features. And that is really what you need from EA these days, a lot of features. And I want to bring this conversation up because I feel like we're not striking a balance with EA right now. We're not striking, a update in gameplay and an update in game modes, and we're not getting like that balance. And NHL 14 is no, different from what we have now because NHL 14 had a lot of really great game modes. They had Live the Life, the GM mode worked really well. I think that still had GM connected. I didn't get to play GM mode when I was playing recently. I only played Live the Life for a little bit, and then that was it. I didn't play anymore. And I'll explain why I stopped playing. GM connected, you got the play now. I'm pretty sure you had ESHL, HUT, and whatever as always. I don't think there was a Winter Classic mode in at that time. I think Winter Classic was 2012 was the Winter Classic. I can't remember. That was a really great mode. That was so much fun. But regardless, it had a lot of really good modes, and that's why everybody loves NHL 14. I feel like people just get hooked on the game modes of NHL 14. So I wanted to kind of break the barrier and break the nostalgia for a moment and talk about the gameplay. The gameplay was interesting, but before I get into that too far, I want to just give a quick note of what NHL 14 was like, just opening it for the first time. Menus were not as good as they were these days. They were a little bit too, just all in one row. Each one you'd have to just know what you're looking for, and then you'd have to go to subsections to find what you're looking for, and then you'd be able to get into the game. So that's one thing that has changed and been better. So if you know what you're looking for, you want to go offline, online, or just a quick little play now, they're all really well organized in this year's NHLs, which is good. We've come a good way for the menus, but maybe that's not really something to be celebrating. Live the Life. Live Life is obviously really great in NHL 14, and I think the reason why Live Life crushes any beer pro we have these days is because of one simple reason. It's simple. That's the good thing about it. It's really just great to be able to play the game and just jump into each match knowing that more or less it's going to be a good game, and then you answer simple little questions, and then you move on with your game, and you can make it through a Beer Pro pretty quick. Now I feel like Beer Pro takes so much longer, with all the extra animations and the answering so many questions. And I have a cat behind the camera. What's up, homie? Can you not rub my camera, please? I'm trying to record a video here. Anyways, here, I'll take a picture so you can see exactly what I see. I'll put that picture up. There you go. That's what's happening right now. I've got 3 cats in the house, so sorry if they interrupt the video. Regardless of that, NHL 14 had a lot going for it in game modes, and it's just that, everything was just really great because it had one thing for everybody. Anybody wanted to play online, they could play HUT, they could play ASHL. You want to play offline, you got GM connected, you've got, offline, you got GM connected, you got GM mode, you've got Live the Life, you got a regular Be a Pro, which I'm not sure who played that, but you had all these options, and it was really just a great thing to see. One other little thing that I noticed is you can create a custom player and then play them in Be a Pro, which is so mind-boggling. FIFA has this still. It's been a thing for many years. You create a 99 overall player, you put him on a team, and then you go play as player, play as the guy you created, whether it's you or whatever. and then you can play as 99 overall from the beginning of your career. Why is that such a big thing to me? Is because I've played so many NHL games, and every time I play Be a Pro, it's the same hassle to go into the Be a Pro, rank up my guy, and then get to a point where it's relatively, good, and then move on and play the game. And it takes a bit of a grind, and I don't want to have to play that grind when we know Be a Pro is the same every year. So let me create a 99 overall guy, put him into the league, and have fun. Like, that should be a thing. And I'm surprised that we haven't had that feature for a long time. So Be a Pro in NHL 14 or Live the Life had that. So that's a really great thing. Another really good thing that EA had going for it is the customization. There was a lot more customization than there was. And I don't mean like, helmets and gloves and what all that. No, no, no. I'm talking about like stick curves and blade curve. What? Like, what? How is that not a thing anymore? So the stick curves was dependent on how well and what you want to how you want to shoot. Whether you preferred accuracy over power, whether you preferred backhand over forehand. There was just customizability, which was amazing. And it's gone. It's gone. It's out of the game for God knows what reason. So every player now has a backhand that is crazy. With limitations, but it was fun to see that ability to actually have that customization. Now, I'm not sure how much it actually affected the gameplay in terms of, like, not your player, but maybe the other players on the ice. I'm not sure how much it affected them, but for your player, I could definitely notice that it was very much obvious that my guy couldn't shoot an accurate shot, and I was just going for power, which was fun. And then there was the skate blades, you had the curves depending on whether you want to be more agile, whether you want to be quicker on the ice, stuff like that. These little features have been taken out of the game for who knows what reason, and it has nothing to do with storage. It has nothing to do, which was one of the excuses a while back that all the new games take more space because they're adding all these new features. That's not a thing. That's a lie. So now it makes more sense to just bring it back because we have so much storage on these new consoles that it just doesn't make sense. What are the bads about NHL 14? Here's the nostalgia breakers. Here's the things that I've realized that maybe they aren't, NHL 14 wasn't the greatest game, and we kind of take for granted how far we've actually come in recent NHLs. So let's talk about the first thing. This is more of a new thing in terms of, console generations, but the speed at which we play the game now, how fast we load into games, how fast we load through, seasons, stuff like that, that's taken for granted. It's really, really great to be able to just play the game as fast as possible, get into the game, no time wasting. So games load faster now, and I think that's something we take for granted. Now, moving on to the next thing, gameplay. The big thing. I think that's one of the areas that we've come a very, very long way in fixing. Gameplay is really good nowadays. It feels more fluid and it isn't so choppy. I think we've come a really long way in the hitting department. It's more realistic now. It's not so much, you just deck a guy and he falls over. Now it's actually like, oh, I hit him in the shoulder, so his collarbone area. Okay, so his movement, it's more realistic. Okay, the impact is more realistic than it was before. And I think that's just a really great thing for the NHL series. Skill stick, that's one other thing that we've come a really long way. It's more fluid, it's easier to use. It's just, the right analog stick, you can just drag it however you like, depending on the move, or you hit L1 and you add a couple little deeks to it. Skill stick has come a really long way because there was a skill stick in NHL 14 and it was a toe drag, but it wasn't really it wasn't easy to pull off. You kind of have to make sure your stick is in the right spot. And I'll remind you, I was using the PS3 controller, so these are just things that we were dealing with back then, and it's just the game overall felt a little bit past its prime. It didn't feel like it's a really innovative game as it felt back in 2014. And that's a good thing. The fact that I am pointing that out is a good thing. It means that EA has come a long way in making the game feel a little bit better. NHL 14 has goods, it has bads. To recap, NHL 14 has a lot of really great game modes. They really just felt like a fully fleshed game, but I felt like the gameplay side of the game had lacked, and I feel like it's really come a long way since then. And we all talk about how NHL 14 is the perfect game, but is it really? Like, I feel like it really isn't the perfect game. I feel like we've come a really long way, and I feel like there are just great additions to NHL that we don't really talk about because we're just so stuck in the past. And it's time to move forward, NHL fans. It's time to move forward, okay? I know NHL 14 is a great game, but we have some really great things. And yes, we should be mad. We should be mad about what EA is doing now with all the little crap that they're putting in the game. Talked a lot about it in the last video. EA needs to buckle up and stop, taking us for granted because we're not going to take it. What's that famous line from the movie? So I found the quote. It's "I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore." It's from a movie from the '60s. It's a good movie. It's called Network. You should go watch it. But either way, you should be mad and you shouldn't have to take it. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have a great day. Leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.